Here with volleyball coach Mike Lester. Coach, the season finally gets underway this weekend with the Sugarloaf Classic. How has preseason been going? You talk about the last couple of weeks and getting everybody back on campus and in the swing of things. Just talk a little bit about how preseason's been going.
Yeah, preseason's gone well. I think one of the big things that we all hope to get out of preseason is to come out pretty healthy, and we've made it through that. It's been a different year this year because we have a lot of young players that are having to step into some pretty major roles for us. Graduating the big group that we did last year almost felt like during preseason you could roll the ball out and just let them go after it. But a lot more teaching and that kind of a thing, but the progress has been good, and I know our players are excited to finally play somebody else.
As you mentioned, every coach has to deal with graduating classes. And not only was the class that you graduated big in numbers, but it was also big in talent. And so you do have a lot of people who are going to have to step into new roles. And can you talk a little bit about how your returners have kind of stepped into some of those leadership roles that you really did lose from the graduating class?
Yeah, well, you kind of hit the nail on the head. I think obviously there was some talent, some significant talent that we lost last year, and we knew we were going to have to replace that on the court. But probably one of the biggest things that we had to replace was some of that leadership. We had a big class, so all of our returners, even though they have experience on the court, have really never been in that role before in terms of being leaders. And it's really been one of the pleasant surprises this year. Our three senior leaders, Maddie Hess, Morgan Thomas, and Molly Urban, have really embraced that role and done a really good job of bringing our freshmen along and getting everybody on the same page. So it's been one of the pleasant surprises of the fall.
And I know especially early in the year it's hard to single out people because everybody's kind of coming in with a clean slate, so to speak. But talk a little bit about Molly Urban, and she had such a great year as a junior, all conference, and really kind of stepped into her own into one of those roles of really somebody you could go to when you needed a big point.
Right. Yeah. Returning all conference player. So we're definitely looking to her to continue that this year. And the thing about Molly is that she's worked hard for everything that she's gotten, and that hasn't changed. Her work ethic has been great. And that's one of the big ways that she leads on the court. As she goes out, she has high expectations for herself. And that really trickles down to the rest of her teteammates. So we're looking forward to another good year from her.
And we get to finally talk volleyball now. This weekend you kick things off with the Sugarloaf Classic. 4 matches, 2 days. Talk a little bit about the weekend for you guys and what you want to get out of this weekend.
Yeah, I think there's 2 things. Again, we want an opportunity to play somebody else and really just gauge where we are. We think that the preseason has gone well. We're finding a little bit of an offense. Our defense is coming around. But we need to gauge that against somebody else. So that's a big part of it. And we really want to give all of our players an opportunity to see the court, get those nerves out of the way over the weekend so that, we can take that first step toward preparing for the conference schedule. That's the most important part. And it is early. You haven't started playing yet. But expectations are high for this program, as it has been in the last couple of years. You made the playoffs the last 2 years. MIAC's kind of expecting you to make it again this year. Yeah. How about you guys? What are you looking to get out of this season? Our players have high expectations for themselves. They want to be a conference playoff team. They want to go as far as they can. But they also know that it's a process, and we've got to work hard every day. Put some money in the bank to see what we can get out at the end of the year. And so that's kind of where we're at. This is the first step for us. It's kind of the first opportunity to see a return on that investment in terms of the time that we've put in, the work that they've put in, and see where it goes from there. 2016 campaign kicks off this weekend. Ground Round Sugarloaf Classic. Good luck, Coach. Thanks.